Okay. Well, hold on. Kathy's on mute.
It's because
Oh, sorry.
Giant.
I was having stoner cough.
Oh, you're fine. I just didn't want to make. I want to make sure Kathy wasn't busy doing something away from the computer, and then I start, and then she didn't know what was going
I'm
on.
right here too.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so the last time we left off, you guys had been bailed out of jail from a man named Duke. And Duke had kind of. Well, you wasn't. No, Josh, you weren't. You were staying at the bed and breakfast,
Making
But-
us pay for it.
making us pay for it. Yes,
You are
but Duke had basically given you guys a little history lesson on things going on with a Zeo crystal and how the grid went offline. And they're in search for either another crystal or the missing crystal that they're worried may have been broken. So you guys are in the back of the van and you're kind of driving along the road. So Josh, you are at the bed and breakfast just enjoying peace and leisure. And you guys are sitting in the back of the van, and Duke had just got done telling you guys what was going on. And what do you guys want to do?
We're still in the car, right?
Still in the back of the van, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we just got into the van at the end of the last session.
Correct.
Duke, who?
He's like, they just call me Duke.
That's like McGee
You see,
of
kind of.
York.
He's like, I guess you could look at it like that, if that's what you want to do. He's like, it's a little weird, but I'm cool with it.
So, all right, let me get this straight. The clay is from Mars, and it makes these little creepy little things that come out of the pods. We gotta find a Zeo crystal that I'm guessing is from space.
You see, he kind of keeps his eyes on the road and nods very slowly. He goes, from what our intel has told us, yes, this crystal is some form of alien artifact that comes from another planet. We have tracked some of its source from Mars, but other than that, there could be more to the origin than we know. We're doing as much intel and research as we can.
Not that I'm one to look a gift horse in the mouth, but why did you bail us out anyway?
You see, he kind of stops for a second, stops at a red light. He goes, well, that's quite simple, really. You guys are the only ones who had any interaction with those things. And your new friend, and you see his eyes in the mirror kind of shift over to Kathy's character. She knows a thing or two about the grid that I'm talking about.
You know, I was kind of wondering how she got down there. Although,
I don't
no,
really remember. Everything's been kind of hazy for the past couple of days.
And I'm just kind of looking at them both. I'm like, so what is? You're saying that you guys know about this grid, but what is this grid that you're even talking about? How do you even know about such a thing? It seems unfathomable.
Well, there's a lot of things that are unfathomable about this planet, this universe that we just don't know about. A lot of things that are kept hidden, top secret. You guys ever heard of Area 51?
Yeah, it's with the aliens and all that, right?
He goes,
Yeah.
bingo. He goes, bingo. Area 51 is not just a myth.
What?
There's a lot of things.
You're saying aliens is real.
You see, he doesn't come out and say it, but you can tell by the look on his face up in the little mirror that he's kind of hinting that yes.
You can't be fucking serious.
He kind of goes, well, if anybody would be a believer, I would assume it to be you.
Well, that... Dude. There's a lot of things coming at me right now, and I'm just...
He goes, okay, let me put it to you guys the easiest way I know how. Have you guys ever seen the old television show Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
What? Yeah.
We actually met Zordon earlier. Well, the guy who plays Zordon.
He goes, you're not going to believe this, but that's actually, believe it or not, based on reality.
What do you mean based on reality?
Just like I said, based on reality. When the grid went offline, the universal protectors, not only of Earth, but of other planets, lost their power and they lost their rangers. This officially puts all of those aliens, as we'll call them, who want to take over the galaxy in complete and full control.
Next, you're going to tell me that we're living in an alternate reality.
He says, well, that's not my job to tell you. He goes, but it's possible.
Yeah, you know, the craziest thing about this is like the idea of aliens being real. That's not so far fetched. You know, the evidence has been there for years. But how do you come into all of this knowledge?
He goes, well, let's just say I work for a very special organization. An organization which knows things far and wide.
Yeah, I know what the U.S. government is. I mean. Again, not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I mean, in the mouth, I mean, you know, the van, the intel, like you gotta be with like CIA or something.
You see, he kind of looks at you with a smirk. He goes, yeah, something like that.
You know what, though? At least the band didn't say free candy written all over it.
Oh, I would not have gotten in that case.
Oh, dude, gross.
He's like, yeah, no, that's no. He just kind of looks a little like taken back, like, ew. He goes, so we're going to have to stop by the bed and breakfast and go pick up your friend.
All right. Good luck getting him inside the van. You know, back when I had a van, Huggleric hell, I couldn't even get him to get inside the van. He would just go on his bike everywhere.
He goes, well,
He's a strange one, that fella.
He's had his share of, I guess we'll say, demons.
He's got something in him. He's got something in him. I don't know what makes that guy tick, honestly.
I
Well,
still don't understand how this is based on reality. It's a damn TV show. What do you mean, just like you said? How could all of this exist?
I mean, there have been legends told for years and years about something like this. I just I just can't see it happening. Not
You see, he
it
kind of
doesn't look like
goes.
something that ever hit Earth.
He goes, "Well, let me tell you this: are you the type of person who believes that humans are the only intelligent creatures in the entire galaxy?"
I mean,
Well,
No,
no.
there's definitely all kinds of signs that point to extra life out there.
I'll be honest. I'm a collegiate wrestler, or at least I was. I'm probably gonna lose my scholarship now because someone had wrecked my van. I'll look at Cal, and someone else, I'll look at Miri, said that we were on drugs.
I'm
So
just
I've honestly
like
never thought
staring
of that
nine.
before.
You see, he looks at you when you say that. He goes, "As far as your scholarship goes, let's just say everything has been taken care of.
Everything.
This never happened."
See, I told you had nothing to worry about.
But I could get sued because of the accident.
You see, he looks at you and you say that, and he kind of narrows his eyes. He goes, "Let me reiterate that again. Nothing happened."
Oh, put up my hands up. All right.
He goes,
Mary
"So,
just looks like she's melting in her van seat, like of relief or disbelief. You're not sure which, but probably a little bit of both.
he goes, so we're almost to the bed and breakfast. Why don't one of you go in and gather your friend? Bring him out here so we can all go have a talk. Somewhere a lot more private than just the back of a van."
I'll go.
He says, "Fantastic. So,
Do you need
okay.
any backup? I know he can be a little hard to corral.
I think I'll be good.
All right.
I ain't
I'm
going.
pretty sure he's not going to go with you. I don't think he's going to go with any of us.
So, about that time, you guys pull into the bed and breakfast. And Jack, you kind of get out of the van, go up, knock on the door, and the young lady answers. And she goes, oh, yeah, good to see you guys. I was worried about you. You didn't come back with Lucas."
Yeah, we had a little bit of trouble on the road, but it's okay now. Is Lucas here?
"Yeah, he should be. I think he's upstairs in his room."
Thank you. I'm gonna go talk to him.
She goes, "Yeah, I got your guys' room held. We'll have to have someone pay for that."
Sure, yeah. We'll get that going here. Just let me know whenever you need to talk to us
Well,
about it.
just whenever you can.
Sure.
So you're let in. She shuts the door behind you, and you go upstairs to the room that Lucas was staying in. And yeah, what do you do?
Do you say I'm at the door or I'm in his room?
You're at the door.
I'm gonna knock on his door.
Lucas,
is
you
it?
hear?
It's me.
Me who?
Who do you think? Can't you hear my voice? It's Effie.
It's open. Come on in.
I'll come in. Hey. We need you to come outside for a second. There's somebody here to talk to us. Somebody who bailed us out from that accident you rode by.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I mean, a little shaken up that we had to go through all that, but I mean, I'm okay. Thanks. Will you come on out and talk with us? There's somebody here who wants to talk to you. His name's Duke.
Okay.
I just nod and I start to head on out. Look over my shoulder, make sure Lucas is following.
I climb out the window.
You look back to see Lucas climbing out of the window.
Lucas. Is he already out the window?
He's climbing out there, yep.
I'm gonna go over to the window and look out and see.
Is this something that we can see from the van?
Yeah, you guys will be able to see Lucas climbing down the window.
My only reaction is a facepalm.
Dude, what the hell?
I'm
What is he doing?
I'm going out the other side, the normal side. I'm going out.
Duke,
Shaking
are
my-
you sure? Are you sure this universe is Power Rangers and not Clarissa Explains It All?
You see, he kind of laughs and goes, "Good reference, but no."
Sad.
He goes, "Yeah, I good reference, but no."
Glad you got it.
So, yeah, you climb down, Josh, and you climb down and you get to the van, and Jack, you get to the van, and you see Duke looks at Lucas. He goes, Lucas Cage.
How do you know my name?
We'll discuss that a little further once we get to someplace safer.
I'm not going with you.
He says, "I highly advise that you do, young man."
Lucas, it's like important. Please trust the girl who had the courage to flip you off as you were biking away.
Lucas, man, just come on.
Come on in, man. Come on in.
Can I get there on my bike?
He says,
I'll just look at Duke. What did I tell you?
He's like, "You could, but it would take you about a month."
Was I say in a month?
We
What did I
don't have
tell
a
you?
month.
He's like, "Lucas, I highly advise you to get in. This is not really the time for crazy antics. Time is actually rather short here."
Come on, Lucas. We're not asking for a lot. Just humor us and come with us this time. And if it's all crackpot theories, then I'll get you dinner.
Your bike will be
Yeah,
waiting
out on the
for you.
roof.
On the roof.
What?
Just get inside the damn van. Just get inside the damn van.
Not on the roof, no, Lucas. In the van with the rest of them. There's plenty of room.
But then you're limiting my escape routes.
Do you want to sit by the door? I'll sit in the middle if you want to sit by
You
the
see,
door.
he looked.
That way you have an escape route.
You see, Duke looks and he goes, "Lucas, we're going to have a little talk about Cobra."
Wait, you know Cobra?
Why don't you get in, Lucas, so we can discuss this a little further somewhere safer?
Wait,
Cobra.
so are you telling me the old man really was Cobra Commander? What?
I need to start drinking.
No. Cobra Commander was not the old man from the bed and breakfast. Those are just nice people who own a bed and breakfast.
I really need to start drinking.
You know, you're the drinking. Are you even? I don't know. Are you even? Sounds like you get some trouble.
I just want it all to make sense.
Well,
Feel you
It will-
there.
it will all make sense if Lucas would get in, so we can hurry up and leave.
Please,
Listen-
Lucas. Please.
Listen, Duke, do you just want me and Effie to get out and put him in the van? Cause we'll do it.
I would like to not make a scene, but it may come to that. But I'm hoping it doesn't. What do you say, Lucas?
I say, where did my sister find you?
You see, he looks back at you and goes, "If you would do the honors of getting him in the van, that would be fantastic."
I'll undo my seatbelt.
We don't
I'll
really have
start
time.
getting it. All right, come on, Lucas. Come on, let's make this easy.
This is not going to go over well.
He does eventually get in the van,
He does get in the van eventually.
but slowly.
Okay,
I'll get back in.
Lucas gets in, and you shut the door,
I'm getting into, yeah.
and you guys back out, and you begin to pull out. And he looks at you, Jack, and he says, "Don't worry. My people are paying the young lady for your room.
Good, because she was wondering about it.
Don't worry. It'll all be taken care of."
Sure.
He says, "So we're going to go somewhere a little safer so we can talk. And then you guys, for at least a little bit, need to go back to Summerstown as if nothing happened."
Okay, all right.
All right.
So we're going to time lapse a
Sure.
little bit.
Ain't gonna
You guys-
happen.
Do what, Josh?
Ain't gonna happen. I ain't going back.
You see, when you say that, Duke's like, "Well, I mean, you got to live as normal life as possible. You can't throw anyone off the trail."
I mean,
him
we
and
all
normal,
still have to go back for school.
him and normal isn't exactly like peanut butter and jelly.
Well, I'm aware of that, but as normal as possible.
Lucas, I'll get you a free meal at my family's diner every day. Just please go along with it.
Just think of it this way. Just think of it this way. If you don't go along with it and act and you do make a scene because you don't go back. We have to pretend things are normal, because if we don't, Cobra Commander might be breathing down your neck as we speak.
He starts looking around frantically. Which one are you, Cobra?
I don't
Dude,
understand.
None of us are Cobra,
Nobody,
but he
nobody
might
in
be
here-
watching.
nobody in here is Cobra. And he looks at you and says, "But that is a scary thing you said, because I have a feeling he is watching."
I don't understand either, Effie.
He's always watching.
Please, can we
That's
just
why we
can
need to
just
go.
Yes, please.
So you guys managed to drive to a very secluded looking area where there's a plane waiting. Duke
That's
gets
the way
out
you're
of
gonna
the
kill us
van.
all.
Duke gets out of the van, and you say that. He goes, "If I would have wanted to kill you, don't you think I would have already done it?"
He has a
Maybe you can
point.
I mean, he
And-
did bail us out, so the least we can do is humor him.
And you guys see the standing next to the staircase going up to the plane is a young redheaded woman. She's got her hair in a ponytail. She has a very athletic physique, like she trains a lot. And she's got her hands behind her back in a very military style stance. And you see he walks up to the stairs and he goes, Scarlet, good to see you again. She goes, good to see you again, Duke. Are these the individuals? He goes, yes. Most of them are fine. Watch out for that one. And he points to Lucas. He goes, he's been really messed up since the experiments.
I kind of look over at Chelsea when he says the experiments, like just like not say anything, but as if I'm saying experiments.
I just got this look of bewilderment on my face as I kind of look back, with my hand kind of up in the air, kind of quizzically.
So you guys kind of are walking up the stairs, and she looks at Cal, Scarlet. She goes, so you are real. Interesting.
What do you mean? What?
She goes, you know exactly what I mean.
I need to start drinking.
I'm going to be like, as she says, I'm instantly panicked, and I'm just, because I've been trying to keep this a secret for so long, and so I'm just like, trying to shake the panic a little bit and not lead off too much. But I'm just gonna look at her and say, no, you're wrong. No.
You see, she goes, okay. She goes, but don't worry, you're safe with us.
Right.
So Duke motions for everyone to follow him in the plane. Does everybody oblige?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
Yep.
I do.
Don't really have we're in a position we don't really have much choice. Kind of have to.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. So you guys all kind of board the plane. It's a very, very nice plane. You can see that it's got areas for like casual hangout, and it's also got when you first enter, you can see an area like a locker that has like a bunch of guns. So they're prepared for everything. It looks like.
But do they have a computer?
They most certainly have a computer. Yes.
Well, as soon as we board the plane, I want to look around, and if I can spot a computer, I'm missing my technology fix. So I just want to rush over and get on the computer just to start researching and just looking into just random things, but more into like the earthquakes and trying to see if we can't find out more about like this material.
Okay, so you kind of immediately go over to the computer, and it's locked, and you can see that the redheads. She kind of comes up behind you. Get off that. She goes, "That's for us only, not you." She go with your friends.
But I need my technology fix. It's been too long.
She says, "I'll tell you what. I'll get you a Game Boy or something."
Only if it's the Pikachu edition.
She says, "Fine, go," and she motions for you to go.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that, though.
She goes, yes, there's more pressing matters. And so you all are brought to a room that's in like the center of the plane, and it looks like some form of debriefing room. It's got a big circular thing, it looks like a computer in the middle, and it's got chairs that go around. And you can see there's several people that are sitting there who you have no idea who they are. And you can see Duke stands at the computer. Scarlet walks over to the computer, and the door behind you hisses closed. It like closes like a futuristic-y style door that closes.
I start kicking the door.
You start kicking the door, and you hear Scarlet go, "Stop doing that. Sit down."
No.
Sit down, Lucas.
No, Chelsea.
You see Duke goes, "Please take care of this roadblock." You see this massive man. He's probably the size of 2 Terry Cruises.
Ooh.
And he walks up
Damn
to you.
steroids.
He walks up to you, Lucas, and he goes, "Please sit down. Please don't make me have to forcibly sit you down."
I sit down right where I'm at.
Scarlet says, "Keep an eye on him, Roadblock. That'll do. He can sit right there." And you see this massive man. He stands at the door with his arms folded right next to Lucas to keep an eye on him. He goes, "So, a lot has happened in the last, I would just say even 24 hours, but you, young, fine individuals, decided to investigate what was an earthquake. Is that presumed to be correct?"
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that pretty much hits the nail on the head.
You see she types something on the computer, and she hits a button, and you see this cow is, to you, this is the cream of the crop. You see a holographic image pop up from the computer, and you can see that it's got like the earth, and it's kind of slowly rotating in a 3D image. She goes, "So, everybody knows California is known for its earthquakes. That's not really a secret. Everybody also knows that earthquakes big enough will be felt by people long ways away. That also is no secret. What everybody found to be, I guess you can say, different or fascinating, and you guys decided to check it out, was that these earthquakes, which were sometimes registering pretty large on the scale, were not being felt by the surrounding areas. That is definitely different." So, we'll wait for Jack to finish.
Yeah, sorry, I had to send something to my older brother real quick. He sent me something.
Gotcha. She goes, "So, the earthquakes were not just earthquakes, and they weren't just a part of Earth's natural cycle. We believe," and she presses a button, and the Earth changes to a different hologram that looks like some form of base. You guys have never seen it, but it has like an elongated computer, and when you kind of think about it, it kind of starts to look familiar the more it spins. And you notice it was the same looking area down in the cave and the one that you dreamed about. She goes, "This was the Earth's center of operations for what is known as the Morphin Grid. I know it's going to seem very hard to believe, but the television show that you guys watched as children, or even may still watch now, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, is in fact reality. And the Power Rangers, known as global defenders of the universe, are quite real."
Okay, question. If this is real, then why is it a show on TV?
Right.
Why are a lot of things on TV that turn out to be real later on? Sometimes things just happen, is the best way I can tell you.
Life imitates art.
Okay, fine example. I know that this is all a lot to take in, but you guys ever heard of Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
Are you telling us that's real too?
In a galaxy far, far away, that's going on.
I really need to start drinking.
Can you see me there?
Are we on Punked or something? Because where's the hidden cameras? This doesn't seem. This seems off.
Yeah.
You know what? For once, I'm with you.
I don't understand. I
I love Star Wars as much as the next person, but this. No way. No way.
I'm with Cal for once here.
She goes,
Does that let me off the hook of your van?
No.
Oh.
Mariana raises her hand. Question, Duke, please.
yes. Scarlet speaks up, though. She says yes.
Can I smoke in here?
No.
Fuck.
Smoking's bad for you anyway.
Dude, fuck you. I'm a stressed college student. I have 2 papers due next week.
You said we were on drugs. And what were you
Can
doing down
we-
there anyway?
Can we get back to more pressing matters at hand, please? You see, she presses another button and another image pops up. This one really gets to you, Cal. This is a nearest threat that we think may have been in search for the Zeo crystal. His name is Voltroid.
My eyes just kind of like widen as I hear that name, as it's something I haven't heard in years.
Voltroid has been in search of the Zeo crystal for quite some time, and after getting in contact with a being simply known as Zed, they managed to work out a deal. Well, the power from the Zeo crystal was traced to Earth, under that cave where you guys just so happened to be found. That kind of power was also found to be discovered by, and Scarlet looks over at Lucas, known by Cobra, the Cobra Corps, and Cobra Commander. A man who we know absolutely nothing about. His identity, nothing. We know nothing about
He's an
Cobra.
asshole, I know that much.
We'll give you that one. That is true, Lucas.
So you're saying Lucas actually ain't out of his mind?
I am telling you, as weird as Lucas may come to be, Lucas is actually not wrong.
I'll just throw my hands up.
Unfortunately, when the Zeo crystal was stolen or broken or whatever happened to it, the grid lost all of its power. And Scarlet looks over at you, Kathy. And that's why your power just so happened to fail you at the worst time. And that's why you ended up in the cave, which just so happened to be the Morphin grid.
Our fail. Wait a second. I remember.
She goes, I'm sorry to tell you this. The rest of your friends, they were not so lucky. They did not make it out alive.
I kind of look pained, even though I just met her. Just hearing that, I look pained about it. Just hearing that.
Those pods that you discovered, they're simply known as putties. They were placed there in droves to keep anybody who might be seeking that power out. They're also going to keep coming in droves. And they could become so many that Angel's Grove, as you know it, will be completely consumed by those things.
So are you saying that those things might already be out there in the public and we just don't know it?
I'm saying that that's very possible. those things, it's been known that they can change their identities to look like anyone or, well, quite frankly, everyone.
I did put a point of roadblock. He's a putty. You can smell it. I mean,
She presses more buttons on the computer and another image pops up. This one gets you again, Cal. These were known as the Aura Force Rangers.
And I'm staying silent because I don't want to. I've been trying to keep this a secret for so long, just trying to be normal, and my eyes are just widened. I'm starting to sweat a little bit, and can barely sit still, not realizing this is happening. Think I'm still composed, but I'm fidgeting and can't really sit still after seeing this come up.
She goes, these Rangers were one of the last hopes that we had. Unfortunately, Voltroid, with the power of Zed, ended up enslaving and destroying the lot of the Rangers and leaving Tyson 12 in a state of absolute turmoil. There's a lot more planets out there than what you learned in school. A lot of those planets are not as uninhabitable as you've been told to believe. The worlds, the galaxy, whatever you would like to call it, they're not as isolated or as abandoned as you might think. So, until we can come across another Zeo crystal to power the grid, that is when and why we need, and she motions at all of you, you guys, to live as normal a life as you can. Because we don't want to throw off, well, anybody that you know more than you know. Because then they'll come after you. And she starts pressing more buttons. And you see a bald-headed man pop up on the screen. And his whole head and everything looks like it's made of steel. And he's kind of spinning slowly like a hologram. He goes, "This is James McCullen Destro the 24th. He is."
You're saying there was 23 more of him before him.
I'm saying throughout time there was 23 more of him. Have you guys ever learned about Greek mythology?
Let me guess, that's real too.
Well, we don't know about that. But my point being, if there was ever anyone who would be the closest to a modern day Ares, it would be this man. He is the largest independent weapons manufacturer in the world. He runs the Military Armaments Research Syndicate, also known as Mars. We believe that he has,
he's a Martian.
well, that's neither here nor there, but we believe he has a base of operations on Mars, and we believe he is sending weapons to the Cobra Corps. If Cobra is functioning like we believe Cobra to be functioning, he has amassed a large army, enough so that could take over California in a matter of 2 hours. Could take over the entire world in a week.
Okay.
If
Let me
Cobra,
get this straight. Let me get this straight. There's mutant clay from Mars, and there's this Chrome Dome guy. It's an arms supplier manufacturer that has a base on Mars. And there's intergalactic
It's Fort
aliens.
Mars.
There's these, I guess, alien rangers. There's a guy called Cobra Commander. There's this grid. Where do we fit in on all this?
Unfortunately, when you chose to go check out the cave, you just so happened to put yourself in the line of all of it. You know what they say? Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, well,
But
this cat doesn't plan
satisfaction
on
brought
dying
it back.
anytime soon.
She goes, well, that's good.
I said this
She goes,
cat
so-
doesn't plan on dying anytime soon.
What made you guys really go investigate the earthquakes, or this cave for that matter? How did you even know the earthquakes were in the cave?
Well,
It was the old man. He realistically, we were looking into things, and the old man said he knew something about this cave, and he had a hunch, and just kind of followed along.
Interesting. She goes, okay. But what made you guys really want to investigate these earthquakes?
Well, somebody we go to college with came up to us when we were in the library and thought these earthquakes were really, really strange. And, well, we all kind of got curious. And
And I wanted to see if there was anybody hurt, because I wanted to help out. I'm sorry to interrupt, Chelsea.
No, it's okay.
She says, did anything odd happen to you guys?
I mean, other than the fact that we all seem to have the same dream.
You see, she looks at you very puzzled. She goes, what kind of dream?
About telling us to go, under the park.
Wait a minute. You had a dream, all of you, at the same time, that told you to go to the park where all of this was taking place?
As ridiculous as that sounds, yes.
Yes.
How long
Yeah.
ago? How long ago was that dream?
Well,
Yesterday.
well, yeah.
Just a night or two ago. Yeah, that's why we really went, because we had that dream, and we all thought just some weird coincidence. Some of the old man was talking about this cave too, and it just felt
Yeah.
a little too surreal. So we just let's check it out.
Mine was a few days ago.
Interesting. Okay. She goes, I don't know how to tell you this. That's going to seem very believable. But we've kind of been researching this for quite a while. And it's been known that the power from the grid chooses those who they feel is worthy of being the protectors. The rangers, if you will. I believe, through all my research, that your dreams were not a coincidence. I believe that you all have been chosen to be the new Ranger Corps.
Has the grid ever been wrong?
We don't know much about the grid other than certain elements, but from what we've ever discovered, no, the grid has never been wrong.
It had to be. There's no way I'm good enough to be one of those rangers.
She goes, Lucas, you might be an oddball, but you're not a bad individual.
Yeah, man.
You might be very unorthodox in the way you approach things, but I do believe if there's someone out there who was being hurt, you wouldn't just sit by and watch idly.
I mean, he might climb through a few windows first, but yeah, he probably would try and stop him.
He likes taking a long way around, that's for sure.
Well, that's neither here nor there. It doesn't change
But
the fact. What was that, Josh?
I do eventually get there.
You do
Eventually,
eventually get there, and I don't believe that the grid is wrong. No. I believe things are happening in motion that was maybe not supposed to happen for quite some time. I believe when the Aura Force Ranger Corps, when they lost their battle with Voltroid and Zed, I believe that opened up a lot of possibilities because there was no longer anyone to thwart what they were trying to do. And Voltroid, with him terrorizing and enslaving most of the planets through the entire crew system, that left him wide open to gather a lot of knowledge on where the power may be.
Oh, you're saying we gotta find this little blue purple guy?
Say that again, Josh?
That's how you say we gotta go find this little blue purple guy from TV? Leo?
Well, we are hoping Cobra Commander does not have a hand in this. But if we know Cobra Commander, and we've been dealing with him for a while, we know that he knows and he's after it. What we're more afraid of is that he is going to work side by side with Voltroid and Zed. If that's the case, this won't become a galactic domination just for your world. It'll become a galactic domination for the galaxy. A big enough threat that we're afraid that even the Ranger Corps may not be enough. We're going to lend our forces in any and every way that we can to help the Ranger Corps. But we're afraid it may not be enough. But we have to try.
You said that the Power Ranger show is real? What about the Dragon Ball Z show? Is that real too?
She goes, no, that's just fiction. Came from the mind of, what was it, Akira Toriyama. That's just a cartoon, nothing more.
But you said we're looking for Zeo.
You're looking for the Zeo Crystal. Yes. Well,
I didn't know his last name was Crystal.
she looks at you and she goes, well, keep being you, Lucas. Keep being you. And she looks at everybody now. She goes, I know this is hard to understand. I know this is far-fetched and seemingly very unbelievable. But unfortunately, that's what it is. She goes, so we are going to take you guys to one of our bases, and we're going to have one of our operatives teach you guys a little hand-to-hand combat to make sure that you are prepared for any dangers that may come about.
Now this is something more my speed.
Yeah, this ought to be fun.
She goes, we should be there. And she looks at her watch. Oh, we should be there soon. She goes, so please be on your best behavior. Please clean up after yourselves. Please be clean and tidy. Because if you're not, that puts all extra work on us.
I think the one you got to be worried about the most is Lucas.
But are you sure that we're really the best people for the job? I mean, like, they might be able to fight, as Cal points over to Effie and Chelsea. But I'm just a computer guy. Like, this is definitely a lot more fast paced than anything that I'm used to.
She goes, and I understand that, Cal. And she looks around and then back to you. She goes, but coming from someone with great intelligence, such as yourself, who has more worldly experience. And you see she emphasizes that in a way and tone to let you know she knows that you're not from this world. Your intelligence will come in very handy and needed for those in need.
If I may for a moment. Say nothing bad about Cal's intelligence because he MacGyver's a lot of cool gadgets. Are you sure he's the guy with the worldly experience? I've seen him with his nose buried in a tech manual more often than not.
You see, she goes, just please take my word for it.
Sure, why not?
She goes, so. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just clear my throat.
Oh, gotcha. She goes, so the debriefing is over. Why don't you guys rest, and try to relax, and just let everything mull over in your mind. If you have any more questions, we will gladly do our best to answer any and all of them that you may have.
I have a question.
Yes, Lucas.
When we get to the base, can I have a couple rounds with this big guy?
You want to go up against Roadblock?
Sure. See
You
what
see,
he's got.
you see Roadblock kind of smirks. And he goes, sure, why not?
Lucas, are you sure that's a good idea? I mean, his name is Roadblock.
I mean, he could probably go through my family's entire diner's inventory for a day for just breakfast. I mean, that guy's massive.
Yeah.
Scarlet looks and goes, Roadblock is the best chef we've ever had.
Yeah, well, his name is Roadblock, but as we've already established, Lucas is known for taking the long way around, so
Roadblock
maybe he
is
might
a
have a
very
chance.
Got a
Roadblock
point
is,
there.
is a very capable soldier whenever he needs to be.
I'm
It seems
sure.
like he can handle himself.
He just kind of looks modest and goes, oh, I do what I can. She goes, so, debriefing over, please. Enjoy yourselves, relax, eat. There's plenty of food. If you need anything, come to Duke or I, and we'll do our best to make sure everything is taken care of with you guys. Just make yourselves at home the best you can, but be tidy, be clean.
How long are we going to be here?
Good
Not
question.
super long. We would like to train you enough in hand-to-hand combat so you can deal with any threats that will happen, because unfortunately, if word of mouth or anything gets out that you were the ones in that cave, if it gets back to Destro or Cobra or Zed, you guys are going to be in for a world of trouble.
But how long is this really going to be? Because I've got a biology test on Monday that if I
You-
miss this, my grade's going to fall from a perfect to B plus.
You will be back in time for your biology test.
I got a fight scheduled for next Friday.
Everybody will be back in time for their designated tasks. I promise. So please make yourselves at home. About the time everyone she presses a button and the computer shuts off, and Duke goes to leave the room, and she follows, and everyone in the room just kind of begins to part out of the room and go back to whatever they were doing. What do you guys want to do?
Mariana finds the smoking area.
You find a smoking area in the a cafeteria lounge area.
Mary lights up a cigarette and also has her dab pen on her and is like taking hits from both.
Okay. What's the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look at Chelsea, and then I'm gonna go follow Mariana.
I will also follow then.
Okay. What about you, Cal?
I guess I'll go with them because I want to try and have a conversation kind of about like a debrief of the debrief that we just had.
Yeah.
All the while kind of being still nervous because of everything that was said, kind of hoping that the others didn't catch on to some of the things that were being said.
Okay. What about you, Diana?
I go to the weapons locker.
Okay.
Is she in our party yet?
She wasn't with us.
But she's here now.
Oh.
Am I in this place now?
You are.
Oh.
Okay, so with my character being quite unsure of why she's here and how she got here exactly.
You would not know any. You would not have any clue whatsoever why you're here. You were asleep,
and suddenly
Monday-
people are in my smoking space.
and then you just arrived here.
Abducted by the government.
Yeah. Okay, well, first off, I look around. What is what are my surroundings exactly?
So you're standing in the lounge area where there's an area for food, a cafeteria area. There's it looks like a school cafeteria. Very reminiscent of that. You see people work in the area where you can get food. And you see a group of people that you don't know who have just kind of migrated into like a corner of this area. One of them's smoking, and they seem to be talking quietly about, you're not sure what, but
Well,
it's being a more subtle tone.
as interested as I am in all this hot goss happening in the corner, I'm gonna walk over to the area with the food.
Okay.
And as I walk over to whoever's serving and having them put basically everything on the plate for me, I'm just like, "Hey, thank you so much for being here and giving me food. Quick question, where am I?"
They put the food on your plate, and the cook kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, that's not really for me to say. I'm just a
And
cook."
I just look at them very, very strange. It's like nobody knows. It's
Well,
getting kind of obnoxious. I just shove something they put on my plate in my mouth. I walk off still glaring, while partially spitting part of it out. This part's gross, but thank you. And then I walk to the smoke area.
you guys in the smoke area see a new individual who you've never met just kind of walk into the same area.
I don't seem to pay any mind for right now because I seem focused on Mariana. And when I get a chance, I'm going to approach her. Hey,
Yeah, what's up?
I'm sorry about your friends.
Well, I mean, what a world, right? She's just kind of like shaking with the cigarette between her fingers and taking a couple of hits every now and again.
I mean, if you want to talk about it, you can. You can talk to. I look over my shoulder to see if Chelsea's still there, and I say, you can talk to us about it.
It's just kind of complicated. I'm not from around here. I moved here from Minnesota. And it's just it feels I keep trying to make friends. And these people seemed like they were nice. These people seemed like they were really cool. My explorer gang. And she just kind of like lowers the cigarette down to the ashtray and she says, "And now they're dead."
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Effie, right?
Yeah.
that is rough.
And Chelsea?
Yeah.
My name's Mariana. It's nice to meet you. And thank you
Okay.
again for saving my life.
Nice to meet
course.
you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too.
It was the right thing to do, but why'd you have to say we were on drugs?
Cal's gonna
Pretty close.
kind of walk up to while they're having a conversation. Still, like, his nervousness is still showing. But he's gonna kind of like look at Mariana and be like, "Hey, I'm Cal. Look, I know what it's like to be a bit of an outsider and be around a bunch of people you don't really know. I really only just met these ladies not terribly long ago, maybe a couple months or so. So I get what it's like, but I'm glad you're okay."
Thanks, Cal. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Just don't let him drive your van.
Hey, Chelsea.
I luckily take public transportation. Not like I had it back in my home state.
Was
Go
that
Mike.
Effie?
Well, I was gonna say to Mariana when she said home state, I'm gonna say go Vikings, right?
Oh, you better believe it.
And I say to Chelsea, I say it's gonna be okay. You're the whole thing about us being on drugs or whatever.
Mhm.
It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, Duke said it was as if it never happened.
Right.
I guess I should be glad that he's on our side.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait. So we all did drugs, and that's why we're here?
I most certainly did not do drugs. Oh,
No.
wait a second. Who are you?
Yeah.
Hi. My friends call me Bones. You know,
That's an interesting name.
well, Cassandra if you're nasty. Anyway, I woke up here and they have food. And then all of you were talking about life saving and death and then you brought up drugs and that was the only part of this that made sense.
I look at Chelsea like, do you? Oh no, I just say this out loud. I said, do you want to explain?
Okay, so I promise no drugs were involved.
And can I add something? I know I just had you explain, but can I add something?
Yes.
This should probably be the last time we talk about this because it didn't happen. Wink.
True that, I'll say pointing.
God, you are such a nerd.
Wait, who?
You, Effie.
Oh, why?
Well, because you're. I don't know. Like, who the hell winks, like, outwardly? Who winks outwardly?
Well, I do. Do you have a problem with that?
No, I'm. But you better not have a problem with me calling you a nerd, you nerd. Takes a drag.
Okay.
We're all nerds.
I mean, no. I mean, really, if anyone's a nerd, it's Cal over here. I'll point with my thumb.
Yeah, that's who I thought you were talking to.
No offense, but you're good with that MacGyver stuff, and I'm not.
That's who I thought you were talking to, if I'm honest.
And Cal just kind of looks at them, and it's like, "You're rude."
What? You're good with tech. I'm not.
Yeah, that is true. I feel that if I gave you 2 sticks and said make fire, you'd somehow make water.
No, I just pull out a lighter.
All I'm saying is we shouldn't be bringing this up a lot again. No offense, Chelsea. I mean that in a sincere
Oh,
way.
I know. But
We
okay.
yeah.
But can we just talk about everything?
I was about to get to that.
Like,
So,
I can digest a lot, and I can take a brain dump.
Mhm.
But my head hurts.
Wait a minute.
I feel like I need to start drinking.
Wait, Cassandra, did you say that you didn't know why we're here, so you haven't been debriefed on anything or anything like that?
Real quick, out of character. I woke up after the debriefing, right? Or
You were not in the debriefing. No.
somehow paying attention to all of that.
You were not in the debriefing in character. No.
Okay. Wanted to double check. Okay. So like I said, the only thing that seemed to make sense for a moment was the idea that we all came here because we were on drugs.
All right. First of all, I promise no drugs were taken. Second of all, taking it from the top here. So there is these strange earthquakes going on in Angel Grove. It was brought to our attention at the college. Oh, well, except for Miri over here, I don't know how she got there exactly. But for the rest of us,
Hey!
well, I mean, we did find you down there.
Okay, look. I go to school just like everybody else here.
Okay.
Well, I don't go to the school there. I live there.
Wait, you
Damn
live
it, you
at?
do live there. I've seen you before.
Yeah, like around, right? I think you gave me at least $1 before.
Yeah, broke college student and everything.
No worries. No worries. I mean, fair.
All
Did
right.
you give me that money? I'll take some.
Not for you, Lucas. Not for you.
Okay, so we found out the college about the earthquakes. We made the trip to investigate the earthquakes. We had a shared dream about going underneath the park because there was something important there related to the investigation. We go down there and find these weird clay creatures. Apparently, it's clay from Mars. It's evil. It's not good. It's bad. We find Mary here, who unfortunately appears to have lost her friends down there.
Yeah.
We get out. We get in the van. Against my better judgment, I handed Cal the keys to the van. He got us in an accident. We got arrested. Mary said we were on drugs, which I promise we were not on drugs.
Good lord. No one fucking cares, Chelsea.
I care. I have a
I didn't even know it was in his
scholarship.
spars that were coming.
I
Wait,
have an athletic scholarship.
what did Lucas say?
I said there's no telling what was in those spores that ripped open. Could have been drugs.
Oh, I'm the only one here that woke up here.
Right. We were
So-
driven here.
So yeah, we get bailed
Against
out.
our will.
Not against our will. Continue, Chelsea. Just ignore Lucas.
So we go to jail. We get bailed out of jail by Duke. We end up picking up Lucas over here, who, like a weirdo, bikes everywhere. Usually refuses to get in the vans. It's kind of a minor miracle he even got on this plane. We
I've
get
never been invited on a plane before.
we basically get told that, I guess, Power Rangers is
I'm not
real.
crazy.
There's a guy called Cobra Commander. I kind of make a face, kind of almost as if to say, yeah, right. There's Voltron, Voltroid, Vulture,
That's a good show.
Voltroid. I think that's the name, Voltroid. This intergalactic evil alien dude.
Oh,
Aura Force
I get it
Rangers.
now.
Because apparently there's
I'm on
aliens.
Earth.
Well, yeah, you're on Earth. Where else would you be?
Definitely my planet.
Effie, can you see about getting me some damn alcohol?
I'll
Me
see
too.
if they serve it here.
I need
I'll
to
go.
start drinking.
I can find you alcohol. I mean, I live on campus. I can go grab some.
We're not on campus right now, though. We're in an airplane.
That's true. They usually have the little ones. We can steal it.
I ain't stealing from the government. I throw my hands up.
Stealing from the government, that's just a surefire way to get yourself in trouble.
Hey, I woke up. Turn off my mic. Oh, okay, here we go. I see what happened. That was my bad. So I just, I woke up here and you're talking about getting in trouble with the government. I don't really see the problem with stealing from them after that.
I ain't messing with that. They got a pretty big dude here too. I don't want to get on his bad side.
You know, I really, when they were talking, it really got me wondering, just where are we, and where exactly are we headed? Because while he did us a favor getting us out of jail, but I'm really thinking about this, and just something is just, it's screaming out to me that something is off here. And I bet if I could get to a computer uninterrupted for a couple of minutes, I could figure that out.
Al, that is such a bad idea. That is such a bad idea. Do you really want to piss off the people that basically just saved our asses?
I'll try to give you some time.
No, Lucas, don't encourage him.
I don't want to piss them off because I owe them. You know, we all owe them such a great debt of gratitude, but they just we went with them just as like
I owe them shit.
we went with them as a favor, but they're giving us all of this information, and
far too grateful for this dude.
something's not right. I gotta know where we are.
Cal, don't. Oh, okay, Cal. Even if I did decide to go along with this harebrained idea, which I'm not, what
But you should.
quite no? What quite possibly are you hoping to learn? I mean, do you really believe this Voltroid nonsense? Like some of it makes sense, but I mean, come on, Voltroid and Alien Rangers? Come on, that's
There are aliens
ridiculous,
among
Cal.
us.
It's at that point, Cal just kind of lets out a sigh. I was hoping to just be able to live a normal life, but since we're in this together, I guess I better tell you guys the truth.
I just want to state that I'm not here because I went to go see if they serve alcohol here.
My character walked away to see about stealing any files to figure out where we are. Again, my character has no idea at all where she is.
So we've got Cal, we've got Chelsea, and then is Miri still with us?
Yes, I'm still at the table, but Cassandra here has flown the coop because she has gone to steal files, apparently.
I need to figure
Yeah.
out where we are.
So this,
No one's telling me shit.
even though you got a genius here, but whatever. So
Genius, you have to be where I am.
so Cal's looking at Chelsea. There's a lot that I need to tell you guys, and I trust you. It's going to come out of left field. I didn't want it to come out this way. Things are going to make a lot more sense, but Effie needs to be here too.
She's probably
Go ahead.
She's probably speaking with one of the servers or whatever.
I'll look around. Like, did she actually go get alcohol? I wasn't actually serious about that. I gotta keep my body clean.
Alcohol's bad for the brain. It's depressant.
It's okay, Chelsea.
Lots
If
of
you
pressure.
can't handle it, I'll kill it for you. And Miri just kind of does a double finger guns at her.
Yes, I'll kind of point hesitantly. You do that.
I didn't find files. I just found, alcohol and various substances. So I was, wondering what kind of place abducts people and gives them access to drugs.
And while we're in the cafeteria, cafeteria area, I'm with Chelsea. I'm kind of looking around to see if we can spot Effie around so we can get her attention.
Yeah, I just go that'd be my way of getting back to Effie, by the way, everyone.
She's wandering back now. No, they don't.
I wasn't actually serious about the alcohol.
We've been talking about it this whole time.
And yet
You
all of
said
us were
last
like,
time. Honestly,
like, oh my god, I need a drink, and we're just all like, you know what? Yes, definitely.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
But all right, now the gang's all here. It's time. I fill you guys in on something that I've been kind of holding secret for a while, and things are going to make some more sense. I think I don't know how else to say this, so I'm just going to get down to it because Bones, I think she said her name was, not from this planet. There's and it goes with like what Duke and Scarlet were saying too. There's more universes, more galaxies, planets with life out there, and that's where I'm from.
So you saying you're an alien?
Alien would be an Earth relative term for it.
And really,
From
my
my planet,
aliens?
just like from my planet, you guys would be aliens too. But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
aliens.
but it's all true. Everything that we saw, it brought back memories. I haven't heard those names out loud. I haven't seen those images in person since I was 8 years old and the travesty happened.
The
I-
travesty.
You guys know me as Cal. My born name is
Or Cal.
Callister. And I am from the planet Tyson 12. It is from the Crew system. It is a galaxy that is far away from here, that normal Earth technology would not even be able to understand of its existence.
Tyson 12, you said?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, Tyson 12, the exact galaxy that we saw, that Duke and Scarlet and all of them were talking about. Voltroid I guess still is a intergalactic menace. He was as a child. He was almost just like a horror story, just something that kids would say to each other to scare each other, to be bullies. But then he showed up, and everything, the scary stories, they were all true. He was conquering planet after planet and galaxy after galaxy, just leaving no prisoners. The only one he only kept alive the ones that he saw that could fit his twisted mental game that could benefit him in some way, and he killed the rest. There weren't many survivors left, and my planet, Tyson 12, fell to Voltroid and his army. It's my parents sent me to Earth to get away, just so that I could try to live a normal life, but I relive that moment every single day of my life. And if he's coming for Earth, we have to do everything we can to stop him. I cannot let what happened to my family happen to yours.
That's
Don't worry.
awful, man.
We will kick him in the dick and set him on fire.
Yes.
We will destroy him.
He's
Destroy
dangerous.
him until he's dead.
He's
Yeah,
extremely
what?
dangerous, and I don't even know if this military knows enough to be able to stop him. The Aura Force Rangers were my planet's defenders. They defeated every threat that came to our planet. Every single one. They stood for everything that was right. But even Voltroid was too much for them. He conquered everything, and it's going to take if he's going to be stopped, it's going to take a lot. How Earth got the Power Rangers and how they got the stories to make the show based off of what goes on, because there's more than just the Aura Force Rangers. There's Rangers all across the galaxies. But how Earth got wind of it, I don't know. But this is a serious level threat, and we have to get the powers back somehow, some way. We have to get these powers back, or Earth is going to be doomed in no time.
The little blue and purple dude from the other world.
You know,
Xeno.
that sounds like it's gonna be really hard for all of you that are gonna be Power Rangers. I guess I'll see you around campus once we get done getting abducted.
Hey, whoa, excuse yourself. No, don't excuse yourself. Stay here.
My character just stares at Mariana like Mariana like they're the strangest person they have ever met. I'm supposed to stay in a place where I don't know where I am.
We are on a plane.
And that
You're
gets
gonna
back
jump out
to
of the
my
plane?
original point. I need to get to a computer, and
Hey.
we can figure this out.
Hey, man.
Cal,
Doesn't.
I
Go ahead.
was gonna say, I reach into my purse and tossed my smartphone over to Cal. Will this do anything?
That's what I was going to suggest. Using a phone.
I think I can make this work.
Awesome. Work your magic.
Okay. I understand a little bit better now. But okay. If everything is as you say,
Did never say I was
Then-
going to leave the plane. Oh, it was just I wasn't necessarily trying to leave a plane. I was just trying to state that after I get done eating and chilling here and everyone goes on their ranger mission, my character is assuming that she's just gonna, go elsewhere. because this is the weirdest. This is the weirdest day in her life.
Out of character. Nuh-uh, bitch. Your ass is staying right here. You are a Power Ranger, motherfucker.
Okay, Cal. So what are you trying to figure out, and how are you going about it?
Well, so what I'm trying to do is using the phone, even though there's not miraculously, I want to look and see if she's got obviously any signal. If there's no signal on the phone at all, because even if there's like any signal, I can work with that. So I want to make sure that there's any kind of signal that I can use to try and tap into their systems to utilize GPS.
There is no signal. Your guess is, being a government plane, that they probably block all cell phone signal, so
Which
they
would
can't.
make sense.
So they can't be tracked.
So Cal's looking at the phone and then looks back up to Miri. Unfortunately, there's no signal here, but it can still be of use. But I'm gonna have, but I have to hook it up to something much larger if we have any hopes of getting any kind of GPS coordinates to figure out exactly where we are and what kind of path we might be on.
Well, how much larger are you talking?
We need to get to the main computer.
Oh no. This is a bad idea. Look. Okay. This makes a bit more sense if things are as you say. I could kind of get you being chosen, but why are the rest of us chosen?
The one thing that the Aura Force Rangers had in common is that they all had a heart of gold. They were always doing their best to help out everybody that was in need that they could possibly even begin to help out. They would give the shirt off their back to anybody if it helped them. And they were chosen because they were the right people for the job because of their kindness and their selflessness. And clearly it appears as though the grid is choosing us because we chose to save Miri, who was in danger. Something led us there. Something that I couldn't begin to explain, but the grid is real. The grid called to us. It had to have pulled us there for a reason.
It made a mistake.
Hmm?
The grid made a mistake.
Now, why would you say that?
If there's one thing that I ever learned as a kid growing up, is that the grid never made a mistake. Sometimes it may seem that the choice it might be a little weird, I guess, but it always panned out for the better. And if you're here, I'm just as surprised as the rest of you. I never thought I'd even hear the Morphin Grid again, but here we are. And the one thing they know a lot. They seem to know more than any normal human should know. Something just doesn't feel right to me.
But listen, they're the government, okay? They helped us out. If we do something right now to piss them off, we could end up in some unmarked prison for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. But they need us.
I would know they're not gonna put us in a grave once we land.
Your name
They
on Chuck?
they
I said, how do we know they're not going to put us in a gray room? What do I end?
I'm
think-
I'm not usually one for paranoia, but I mean, look at the world's history. The government has never been in our favor, and if I can get hooked to the computer, not only can I try to find out where we are, but maybe we can learn a little bit more about these guys too, and find out if they're really on our side.
Oh, this is such a bad idea.
It's risky. It's very, very risky. But I mean, do you just want to go along with it, or I mean, I'm not. You know me. I'm not the big risk taker usually, but so we got to do something. I don't know if I. They know so much, so much.
They know so much they could
And
be
I need to
listening
know
right
how
now.
they know so much about me, about my past, about my childhood, my planet. I need to know how. I need to know how do they know me, and where I come from. I don't get it, and I need to know.
I mean, probably right, Effie. They probably are listening.
Yeah.
Can I borrow the cell phone real quick?
I'll look bewildered at Lucas, but since there's no signal, I kind of look at Mary just to get the okay from her before I hand it off.
I just want to add in, remember that he threw his when we were in the cave. That's what I say.
You know
all of
that.
this is in character.
I know that. 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 And just, okay, fine. You know what? That they can't get any crazier. Even if Lucas threw my phone out of the window.
So then Cal's gonna look at the phone and before he hands it over to Lucas with Mary's approval, he's gonna pop the back off of the phone and just pull out he's gonna pull out a couple of components, probably to Mary's shock. And he's gonna hold up this little chip, not a SIM card, but just kind of like a piece off of the motherboard of the phone. Basically, Cal just broke her phone, and he's like, "This right here, this I can fix it, but this piece right here, this can get me into their computer." If I can just get to it.
Oh, man. Come on, guys. Let's just go. We have to go and do this now, please.
I do not think this is a good idea. I honestly kind of want to just get back to wrestling.
Chelsea, I think that you are just about the only person in this group that is not against this idea.
Real quick. Because of whatever, I just need a place to stay and refrigerating permission, and then I'm good.
Well, I'll look over. Effie, surely you think this is a bad idea, right?
Oh yeah, this is a bad idea, and they're listening. I'm sure they are. But what do we do?
See, I'm just kind of bored.
We take them all out.
No, nothing like that.
Well, because Cal isn't just going to. He wouldn't just go taking something from the phone that he didn't think that he could fix. So he's what he's going to do is just because everyone seems to be not so much for the idea, he puts the chip back on there. It was just a couple of things, a couple of wires that he could just hook back up, and everything was fine. And then he kind of slides it over to Lucas and looks at Mary. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mean to freak you out with your phone, but I gotta find out what's going on and how they know. So I'm with you guys to the end here. We were all chosen, but there's more to this that's going on. They know all about my life. I
Miri,
need to find out what's going on. I gotta find this computer and get into this. Find out what's going on.
Miri just kind of pokes at Cal's chest, and she's like, "You better not scare me like that again, geek boy."
And Cal's just gonna let out a sigh, and then he's gonna he's gonna walk off because he's determined to find their computer and try to get into the system to find their electronic, like, find any files he can on that they have on him. And he's gonna really walk off on his own since since the others feel it's such a bad idea.
Okay.
My
So-
character did say she was up for anything, but she simply needed a place to stay and fridge reading permission.
Okay, so Cal, you walk off. Where you headed?
So my end goal is the control room of sorts.
Right.
So I'm just going to I'm gonna look around and see a place where like a hallway where I don't see many, if any, like soldiers, and I'm just gonna head down that direction and just try and follow the signs as much as I can.
There's a lot of most areas are guarded with some form of soldier watching, even if it's just a low grunt. Most areas are pretty guarded. The debriefing room door that you were at is closed and has a keypad in front of it. It seems to be the area where there's not anybody in front of at the moment.
Okay. Well, so I guess so. Cal will head over into that direction, and he's gonna try and like just try to look around, look around the pad because he's just to see what kind of tech it is, to see what perhaps like if he might be able to dismantle it to get to the wiring.
Make me a
Just make you follow.
technology check.
Okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Where is my...
I'm currently just
All
keeping
right.
it out.
Alright, so I have a D4 in that, so it's a 20 and a 4, or just a 4?
You roll a d20 and a d4, and then you add them together and tell me
Okay.
the result.
Thought so. Okay. So that is a 9.
It looks to be a fairly complex keypad. You think you could probably take it apart and like hot wire it of sorts, but it's something you've never attempted to do yet.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to take a stab at it. However, I don't feel the way that the Cal's kind of looking at it. Is he's feeling like he needs like a secondary device, kind of like how Miri was gonna lend him her phone. So what Cal's gonna do after kind of looking at it for a second, he's gonna walk back over towards where the others were at, and once he approaches them, he's just gonna look at them like, the briefing room. I think I can get us in, but I Miri, I need your phone.
Oh no.
I mean, if we really want answers to any of this, it's got to be in there. They've got it locked down tight. I don't like the idea any more than anyone else does, but do we just want to go along with it and say hip hop hooray, let's go? Or do we really want to find out some answers?
Well, preferably, I'd rather not trade the county jail cell for a military prison cell.
Yeah.
Why are you guys so hardcore and not
This is Mark
taking up
bucket
the
list.
challenge of this? Let's go break in. Let's just do it.
You know what?
This is the government, may I remind you. This is the government we're talking about here.
It's not like
Here,
we'll be
Cal, use
fine.
my
It's
phone.
only Earth.
Effie, you can't be serious.
What else? What else can we do, Chelsea? I'm grateful that they let us out, but I don't.
Am I the only one who hasn't lost their mind here?
Well, you don't think that there's any sort of possibility that Duke might take, might want to help us out or anything like that? You don't think he's on our side, or?
I think he is. I just.
It's not that I don't trust him, because he definitely he's
I
letting
don't
it.
trust him.
He's telling us so much information that he wouldn't just. I don't think he'd tell just anybody.
Yeah.
But they know there's so much more. I feel they're not telling us. And my natural curiosity. I gotta know, and I gotta know how they know about me.
I kind of just look at Chelsea like with a sympathetic gaze. I'm just like, I understand, but we gotta
I'll keep
know,
watching you.
huh?
Do we really gotta know?
I just figure, maybe I could have my first Earth friend be someone from another planet, and I figured I would help.
And to be
And-
fair, you don't trust anybody, Lucas.
What can they really
And
do to us? They
Cal
need
just
us.
kind of yeah.
They
And
need
Cal
us.
looks at Bones and just says thank you.
They need us, Chelsea.
Well,
They do.
Y'all intent on it.
We are. We are.
I don't want
And-
to,
and-
but I feel we have to.
And Chelsea, if you want to stay here, I'm not going to say you have to go along with this at all. But this is something that I have to do, and I'm going to do it. And all I'm doing is asking for your help.
Yeah, Chelsea, we can still be friends if you don't want to go, but I think that you should go. Your talents will be very valuable to the team.
The last time I did, I kind of got my van wrecked.
If it helps at all, if our plan of breaking in doesn't work, the computer way, we could always break in by force. We can destroy this place.
Oh,
Take our answers.
no, we're in the
No?
sky. We're in the sky
What?
with a guy.
We definitely don't need to go that far, but I feel like I can get us in there, and if I don't find out more about They may know more about what happened. They might know what happened to my family,
Destruction.
and
Okay.
I have to know. I have to take that chance.
And it sounds like the other reason I'm the way I am. Let's do it.
Cal, lead the way.
All right. So, Cal, he's getting a little bit more bold now that his secret's out. He doesn't have to necessarily pretend to be somebody he's not around his friends, and so he heads back over to the panel, and he looks back to whomever came with him, and asks to see a phone because he lost his when all the shit fell out of his bag. And so he's just gonna look back and like, all right, who's? I need a phone. Whose phone can I borrow?
Here, you can borrow mine.
Again.
Oh, okay. That works too.
Yeah, it's whatever. I overreact a lot, I know. And then Mary just hands Cal the phone again.
I'll very reluctantly be playing lookout.
Cal gives Miri a nod as a thank you, and he's gonna get into the inside of the phone, and he's gonna try and pop this panel off too, and try to essentially hook the phone up to the wiring of the panel. So
Okay.
one step at a time. He's just gonna kind of just take the key panel, like try and pop the key panel off, or like wedge it enough to get access to some wires. And
Okay. Make me a technology check.
Okay. All right, so we're looking at math is fucking hard for me today. Looking at 15.
You managed to pop the lock off and do your MacGyver and stuff, and the door hisses open. You can see the debriefing room right there. The big circular computer terminal in the middle. What do you want to do?
So, I'm going to I guess I'm going to look and see kind of like an awe, because in the end, Cal is still a technology nerd, and there's a lot of computers, so he's kind of like in tech heaven right now. But he's going to kind of look back at the crew and just kind of motion like it's open, let's go, and try to sneak in and get to a computer.
Okay, so you manage to walk in, and it's quiet. Really, really quiet. And you get up to the terminal. Make another technology check. This time with a snag.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, snag was the lowest of 2 d20s, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay, so a 4 on my d4.
Alright. Well, that's good because that's a crit.
If he succeeds at the task.
If he succeeds at the
Yeah.
task.
Correct. So only a crit if he succeeds.
Yep. All right. Well, you know how my luck with rolling goes, right?
What do you roll?
What did you roll? What did you roll?
3.
If it was a 1, you could have spent a story point to re-roll it.
I know.
You begin to press buttons and trying to get in, and it says access denied. About that time, the holograph, you hear a voice, and you see the holograph come to life. And it says, Are you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night? And you hear another voice. Do you experience feelings of dread in your basement or attic? Another voice. Have you or your family ever seen a spook, specter, or ghost? And then it goes back to the first voice. If the answer is yes, then don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call the professionals. And then you hear all of them say, Ghostbusters, we're here to believe you.
I
And
can't
about that
believe
time,
this.
you hear someone say, "Ooh, what are we doing here?" And you turn around to see a man, and he's an Asian man, and he's got a headband. He's wearing a red headband, and he's got a tub of popcorn that he's holding, and he's eating it. And he looks at you, and he's not wearing a shirt, and he's wearing like black pants with like a red stripe that goes down the side. And he just looks at you like nothing really, like just like what's going on.
Who are
Well,
you?
clearly, I'm not a very good lookout because I didn't even notice this.
Well, to be fair, there were seats in this area where the lights were turned off that was in the shadows.
Fair.
Nice. So
Fair.
I just walk up to the guy and go, "What's up? I'm Bones."
He goes, Bones, it's a pleasure. And he extends a real buttery hand.
This is amazing. I shake his hand very happily.
He shakes your hand and goes, it's a pleasure. He goes, so obviously I see you guys have some questions. Understandable. How about we don't worry about getting on the computer and we just ask the source?
See, honestly, that's what I wanted to do the first time, but I didn't say anything. That's what I say out
You
loud.
You see, he looks at you and he goes, well, if you thought about it, you should have spoke up.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was bored and I don't know what I'm doing here. And now my hand is buttery.
He's like, but only the best buttery. Orville Redenbacher.
Orville Redenbacher is pretty good.
He
Yeah,
goes,
that is pretty good.
he looks at you,
I
Cal.
lick my hand and agree.
That was
He
in
kinda
character,
hands
by
you-
the way, but
he
yeah,
kinda-
the same.
He kind of hands you the bucket of popcorn.
Hells yes, got popcorn.
He goes, so, and he looks at Cal. He goes, why don't you go out there and put the computer pad back to the way it was? Because let's face it, we don't need that being taken apart. He says, and then you can ask any questions. I can take you to Scarlet. Oh, by the way, my name is Quick Kick. I will be your martial arts instructor. Yeah, so we heard what you guys were talking about. Heard what you're talking about in the cafeteria. By the way, cameras, hello. And he kind of waves. And he goes, so why don't you guys ask Scarlet any questions you may have? She'll be glad to answer them. Pretty sure in the debriefing she said that.
Was it debriefing?
There actually was.
Okay.
Well, Cal realizing that they pretty much they've been caught, and he's a terrible liar, so he's not even gonna try. He's just gonna look at him and be like, I need to know. I need to know what happened to my family.
He says, well, that would be Scarlet's department. I don't know as much as she does. She's the one that you want to talk to about all of those things going on. I'm simply here to train you in hand-to-hand combat.
Me.
Do I get to use technology with hand-to-hand combat?
He's like, well, I don't think that's going to work. But when you guys think back, you actually recognize who this is when you think about it. He is known as a world-famous movie star. So you actually do recognize him when you take like a second glance.
Hey, wait a second. You're the guy from the movies.
Yes, I am. Quick Kick at your service. Yes. He's like, it is a pleasure. And then he kind of like disguises his voice and he goes, "But the question is, are you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night?"
Yeah,
okay,
Lucas is
Lord.
screaming.
Always.
He goes, "Ooh, tough crowd."
Well, no, I am troubled by Lucas's screaming.
And he goes,
Dude.
It is.
That movie is 36 years old.
he goes, and it's a classic, and
It is a classic.
and you're meaning to say how it's amazing and how me referencing that word for word is an amazing gift, right?
That's
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
it's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing.
My character has not seen this film
And
and just thinks the guy is really nice for giving her popcorn.
you need to change that, and we will change that while you're here.
Yay.
So anyway, and he kind of ushers everyone out of the debriefing room. He goes, "Now, Cal, you need to put that back. And we're not going to make you roll. You just
Okay.
you just put it back just fine." He goes, "Now let's go to Scarlet. Let's go." And he motions for everyone to kind of follow him.
I'll follow.
Yeah.
And you guys get to another area that's like an office, a pretty big office for a plane. And Scarlet's sitting there, and you can see she's watching the cameras and was watching you guys the entire time.
God damn it.
But she says, "Well, I love what you guys were attempting to do, but I did say in debriefing you could just ask me any questions, so kind of unneeded, but
You are in the outside looking in from the situation. We are still 1000% weirded out at this, even if we have the conviction to do the things.
she goes, well, okay." She goes, "Let's start with the questions then." And she just kind of motions at all of you like the floor is open. Go ahead and ask.
How? I gotta ask. How do you know so much about me, my planet, my family, what happened?
Because we've been tracking the power of the Zeo crystal, and there's more than one. For quite some time, Cobra Commander is known to get his hands on any and all forms of power, whether that be technological, weapon, or outside power, such as alien artifacts. The Zeo crystals are known to hold great power. As you know, well, when Zed had created those putties, we tracked the source of the power, and Scarlet motions at Kathy's character. Her power was significant. Her power was enough to cause the earthquake to start right before the power went off. That was enough to throw the Earth's fault line into a weird, I guess you could say, anomaly. Well, with the morphic grid being under the cave and the power going off all of a sudden, the stabilization of the fault line went a little haywire. Now that the fault line is no longer stable, the earthquakes have been more and more significant. When the fault line became that way, we started to get a lot of anomalies that we had to investigate. When the grid just went completely offline, we knew we had to investigate that in case Cobra got his hands on that power.
We lost someone just now.
Oh, who did we lose?
Josh.
Okay, tell me when Josh is back. We'll wait for Josh to come back. He's back, or
Oh no, I get you.
Acknowledgement.
Okay. We'll take a 5-minute break till Josh comes back.
Sure.
Getting crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
For a character that has a decent amount of knowledge in tech, I seem to fumble on all the tech.
Welcome to tabletop role playing, man.
welcome to tabletop role playing.
You have not truly lived until you have seen me make a rogue type character and fail every single stealth roll.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Honestly, my favorite roles ever were often the ones where it was like, I'm gonna do the sneaky thing. I don't just trip, fall, and land directly on my face. I do it in the noisiest way possible. Yes.
You know what? I succeeded in opening the door.
Oh,
You did.
That is something.
sometimes that's
You-
how
you
it
know what-
goes.
You know what happened to a friend of mine in D&D once? Me and two friends. It was Joe, my ST Joe, Kyle, that was running it. We were playing D&D, and we were in the woods because me and Jason's characters were like, we decided to make some money by hunting and making pelts and stuff and selling, food and clothing in town.
Mm-hmm.
And we ran across I can't remember what those creatures were called, but they're like Medusa, and that they can turn you into stone when you look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgon?
Yeah, something like that. Gorgons or something.
They're Gorgons.
Yeah. We ran into one, and Jason was up in a tree, and he looked at it, and it turned him into stone. And Joe told him, said, Jason, you're up in a tree and you just got turned into stone. That branch is going to break and you're going to fall. Now, unless you roll a 20, unless you roll a 20 on this, unless you roll a 20, when you hit the ground, you will crack and you will be dead.
Wow.
And he rolled a 20.
Oh my god!
And I went to town and I got a scroll of stone to flesh. And I helped him get out. I couldn't fucking believe it. I thought his ass was dead.
Yo,
Yep.
that is mind blowing.
Yep.
That's absolutely mind blowing. That's
Mhm.
so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say so far what I've liked about today's session is just it's a lot of character building.
Yep.
And it's a shame that Cole couldn't make today's session
Yeah.
because his character hasn't interacted a whole ton, and it would have been a great opportunity for his character to do more.
He was gonna play, but he accidentally left his character sheet out.
Yeah, I know. I remember I read his message. It's just it's a shame because this would have been
Yeah.
a great night for his character to really shine.
Mhm.
So I'm really taking the opportunity to let Cal actually let his friends know his secret and really try to do something about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is Josh back yet?
No,
Nope.
No. Okay. We'll try to give him a few more minutes.
Prince, if you're listening, man, what you think about it so far?
I'm definitely enjoying the story, the comedy aspect, the secret reveals, where the plot's going so far. Definitely enjoying all of that mix.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh,
I put a lot of time into this game.
I see.
Yeah, dude.
Very great detail.
Well, I appreciate it.
for our player of Bones, I apologize. We haven't formally met, so I don't actually know your name. What
Bones is Diana.
Diana? Okay,
She just got back in.
gotcha. Okay,
Walked away for some water.
yeah, I'm about to take a quick restroom break here in a second before we going back
Justin,
into it. But
Justin wanted to say that he hadn't met your in his words, the character that the person that played Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like like up until last week, I had no idea she was even playing. So,
Here she is.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm definitely digging it. So now we have 2 aliens on the team, which is super cool.
I was not expecting that, and I was honestly expecting to play a more oblivious long game for a while, but, you know, my character bringing up not necessarily knowing where the hell she is, but where she needs to be, not Earth, works.
Yeah, and I mean the GI Joe's kind of like pretty much they pretty much outed Cal. I'm very surprised that like when we were sitting and talking that like nobody kind of like said anything about how Cal was reacting to what they were saying. But
More general disbelief.
yeah, for sure. But so not necessarily plot related discussion, but Diana, so what color did you decide that you were going to go with?
Since I heard that color-wise, I was everything that was picked sounded like it would all blend together good in a Zord. So I picked yellow, but I was
Yellow,
going
okay.
for Green Ranger archetype.
Okay.
Because my power animal is the honey badger,
Honey badger, okay.
and I the idea of summoning my Zord of a musical instrument is just way too fucking cool.
So your musical instrument should be like a saxophone.
Well, the plan was to have it be how I imagine it in my head is a blend between Cloud's Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII meets a guitar from the 80s.
Okay. So then because I'm still like looking into artists to that to like, get some like stuff together for like everyone to kind of look at to determine who we want to go with to actually like draw our characters. So with your character then, with at like I told the others is that, and with Power Rangers, most of the women wear skirts. Not all of them do. So when it comes to the design, would you want your character to have a skirt or no?
The skirt's cool.
Okay. Because you definitely have the option of not, because not every female character wears a skirt. Some of the most badass ones definitely don't. And anybody who's listening, Prince can attest to that too. There's a number that don't, but you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna say, but I've been a fan of both Pink and Yellow Rangers from the original series, and I will say that also in the comic universe, knowing that one of the most badass ones ends up hunting other Rangers in the comics.
Oh yeah, the
wearing a
Ranger Slayer
skirt,
Kimberly from the
I
Coinless
mean,
universe.
we know that that one's a badass in the skirt, but we also have Trini and every other many other Yellow
I'm
Rangers
glad that
out
you
there.
know
So
about the
it's
Ranger
kind of-
Slayer. That's really cool. I'm glad you know about the Ranger Slayer.
She knows so much shit about Power Rangers. You should absolutely rap with her about Power Rangers. She's Princess Power Bottom in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. So then, do you know about Alarian, the Purple Solar Ranger?
I do not know.
That was that was a great arc in the comics. The Solar Rangers were a great amalgamation team of Rangers from across all different time periods. And Alarian was pretty much their leader as the Purple Ranger. It was the first team to have like a starting core team of 7. Because RPM had 7, but the Solar, if I'm not mistaken, had 7 because Alarian, Mike, Kimberly, Tanya, Cam, Andros, and Heckle. Yeah, so 7 to start with. And Alarian was the first openly gay Power Ranger.
Nice.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
And then eventually, at the end of that arc, when like the other Rangers kind of go back to their times, and then she's going to build like a new team. Her girlfriend becomes the Orange Ranger.
Nice.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
Oh, and
I'm waiting on Josh. I messaged him and he's responding now.
Oh, cool.
so the planet I picked was Edenoi, which for any of you who are fans of Master Rider, same planet.
That is also the planet that Alpha's.
Yes. I had to look that up earlier today, and I was just like, what was that planet called? I want to make that connection with my character, like I remember the show doing at one point.
I made a remark about mascot characters, and she was like, "Wait, I can roll with this. I can do something with this."
Well, so interesting little tidbit, which Prince, I don't know if maybe you caught this one when my character's planet came up. So in recent years, Power Rangers has made more and more like nods to Super Sentai, including even in like Dino Charge, when they're from they introduced the planet Sentai 6, and being stated that it's from Super Sentai, clever little nod. And so one thing I was trying to do, I'm like, when Japan, when they do their team ups, right, when they do the Metal Heroes and the Super Sentai and the Kamen Riders and it's Superhero Tyson, I'm like, I'm going to say Tyson 12 is my character's planet.
That's awesome. I'm happy we both had a crossover in mind.
So Josh should be here soon. His phone decided to restart on him. So he should be here momentarily. So, yeah, if you guys just need a snack or a drink, now's a good time to
refill
get
my
it.
drink.
I'm gonna get a little bit more.
Yeah.
I've been munching on Cheez-Its this whole time. I'm gonna get a little bit more. I love Cheez-Its.
Oh, Josh said just finish without him.
Is he just is he sure?
Because if he can't come back, I almost feel like it would be fair to potentially end the session unless you've got something groundbreaking for us tonight.
I don't know.
I don't know how the others feel. If the others want to continue, I'm totally down to continue. I'm having fun. It's been a great story building night.
It has been.
But Josh is, Lucas, like we're all in we're at a point right where they're just like, well, here you've got questions, let's talk.
Right.
It could be the perfect cliffhanger if we need it to be.
Yeah, I'm asking him right now. I said, "You sure everything okay?" He's typing, so.
Gotcha. It's just because he's been such a pivotal part of each session, and that, like, if he couldn't be here for the session, that'd be one thing, right? But to just drop out in the middle and just say, continue without me, but you've kind of been there for everything that's happened so far tonight. Lucas is such a good character, dude.
He is. I wake up screaming.
Okay, so Josh just said he's gonna phase out. I'm guessing he's probably tired.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys want to do? Let's just, instead of discussing it and long, let's just take a head count, a poll vote. That way it can be, you guys, the options are, do you want to continue or do you just want to go ahead and call it until next time?
I mean, I kind of want to keep going because
Yeah.
I know we're going to have an off week next week. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of want to keep going too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Josh said
I'm
it's
done.
Do you want to go? You want to keep going? Let's see. So you good voicing this too? You're a part of this.
Yep.
I'm mostly
I'm
yes.
down either way.
What does Diana want to do?
Like I said, I'm mostly a yes. I am having fun and I do want to play more, but I'm also kind of out of it and I'm doing my best to stay awake.
Mm.
About to improve that now.
I mean, we can always just call it until next time. It's a good stopping point.
Let's keep going.
You guys just want to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Let's press on.
Mm-hmm.
For the glory.
again too.
I mean, if that was in character, Bones looks at you kind of funny and just passes you the popcorn container.
Nom nom.
Okay, so you guys are standing in the basically like the camera room where Scarlet spun her chair around, and you can see cameras behind her watching pretty much every room. So, what was the next question you guys had for her?
Well, I know where we leave off. Cal wanted to know about his family and what she
Yeah,
said
so-
that they've been following because of the Zeo crystal and everything.
Yeah, because Cal asked like how do they know about like him and his planet, and then his next question, yes, is like so okay, so you're following the Zeo crystal. So how do you know about my family? What happened to my family? It really that's so like
Well-
what happened to them? I gotta know. Did they make it?
You see that Scarlet looks at you and she goes, "Well, we track any and everything that comes into the planet essentially." And it was odd that some foreign aircraft, I guess we'll say, made its way onto the planet about 12 years ago. She goes, that would have been about the time you arrived. Is it not?
So side note, so if he arrived when he was 8, you gotta do math here. So he's about 22 now. He arrived.
Okay, 22.
8.
So she'll say 8 to 10 years. I couldn't remember if you were 20 or 21.
Yeah, 22 is his age.
So yeah, so she's like, it's about 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago that you arrived.
So you've just been watching me this entire time?
I mean, could you blame us?
It's a bit creepy, dude.
But when something not from this planet comes down to this planet, we can't just let that go.
Yeah, Bones, I think she kind of has a point.
Okay.
What happens if he would have grown up to be a threat? We can't just let that go and then he destroy all kinds of things or kill people. Those
Yeah.
are things that we can't just let get past our radar.
Haven't you ever seen that TV show Invulnerable?
No, but note of the cameras and the watching of people from beyond the stars. How many people did you guys see me throw into a dumpster?
And it's not like I'm gonna turn into some giant ape from Dragon Ball Z.
Well, we know that now, but we didn't know that when you came here. You got to be, I mean, to be fair, some of those other alien threats, quote unquote, they've been just that, threats. You, and even you, and she motions over to Cassandra, have not been threats, but we couldn't take a chance on just forgetting you existed.
Have you been following the rest of us too?
Yeah. Have
The
you?
rest of you know. Well, with the exception of Lucas.
Yeah, I can see that.
We did follow Lucas, but for good reason. But
I can't argue.
other than that, no. The rest of you just so happened to, well, you just so happened to put yourself in the line of proverbial fire.
Okay.
Note of peripheral fire. So everyone went through a different experience than me. I woke up here. So I was tracked and brought here. Why am I with a group of these people who look like they pay for college?
I'm on an athletic scholarship, thank you.
Well, because you are also not of this world. There's
Well, group of aliens. Group of aliens. Yes.
so we had to take the utmost initiative and make sure that you guys were, I guess you could say, pulled for the time being because a lot went on. And with a lot going on, threats are going to happen. When the cave was disturbed, the putties were, I guess you could say, awoken. And when they were awoken by all of the light that was down there, and needless to say, that's when things really, they took a turn.
That's one thing to call it.
Mhm.
So, yes, we have been tracking you, Cal. And from our research, and you could see she's trying to think how to word this. She's like, we really hope we're wrong. But if our research is true, just about everyone on your planet did not make it.
I sigh, audibly sigh.
Cal is definitely like he kind of like tilts his head down for a moment.
Jesus.
He's definitely like he's visibly like upset, but at the same time, like, is this also something that he kind of already accepted and just kind of figured maybe that there might have been a chance? So it's not something that's going to necessarily phase him as heavy as one might expect, just because he's kind of come to terms with that's the way that he's been brought up all his life anyway.
You can see that Scarlet feels bad for you.
Yeah.
And she just kind of goes, "I'm very sorry."
I'm sorry too.
I definitely appreciate it, but you know, it's ever since I arrived on this planet and family raised me, I came to terms long ago that they may not have made it. But when you guys showed up, I had to know, because if you knew about me, you know, who else would you have known about?
You see that she looks at you and she goes. She kind of turns around towards the computers and reaches for something, and you see she's holding like some form of square device. And she goes, "We found this in the small aircraft that you came to Earth on. It's a recording device that we believe your parents left you a message." And she kind of extends her arm, like her hand it to you.
Cal, he's kind of like shocked to hear that, because he didn't know that there even was a thing, and he extends his hand to gladly accept.
She goes, "You are smart enough to figure out how to work it. And it's yours whenever. Nobody here has listened to it or watched it. So she just kind of motions. She goes, "Any other questions?"
This Zeo crystal. I know you need our help. How do we even know what it looks like? What are we looking for?
She goes, "Well, you guys are not the ones looking for the Zeo crystal. That is us. We're the ones looking for the Zeo crystal."
Okay,
guys-
but what if we happen to come across it, or it falls on our laps, or...
You see, she looks at you and she goes, "You'll know. Trust me. You'll know."
And I have a feeling when we know, you'll know too.
If the Zeo crystal is to show any source of power whatsoever, we will immediately be able to track it.
I meant more that you're watching our every moves, but yeah, that too.
She goes, "And that too."
That
The
kind of
creepy
disgusting.
part, of course.
She says,
So-
"But oh, go ahead."
So that's just so. Cal's just gonna then, you know, present also another question of, well, if that's the case, then I feel like you owe it to us to. We're on this plane with you, but where are we, and where are we going?
Well, we're headed to a special base that we have, and it's located underneath New York City.
New York City.
Wait. So is it in a subway tunnel, or is it underneath the subway tunnel?
It's underneath the subway tunnel.
This just gets weirder and weirder.
She goes, "Yeah, maybe, but that's the world you live in."
Yep.
She says, and she looks at her watch and she goes, "And speaking of, we have just arrived. So, I know this has been a lot. Why don't you guys take a little time and enjoy New York so you can clear your heads and a lot of the stress that you have endured?"
New York.
Yes, New York.
As much as I like the idea, I'm on an athletic scholarship. I'm not exactly made of money here, and well, I don't even have a vehicle anymore.
She goes.
I
She
was
looks at
too,
you.
by the way. Was.
She looks at you and she goes, "Do you think I would take you all the way to New York, tell you to have a little bit of clean fun, and leave you stranded with no way to get around nor money?"
Considering I woke up in this airplane, yes.
She says, "Well, considering you woke up in this airplane, I could have left you in the predicament you were in. I do believe the predicament you're in now isn't so bad compared to the one you were in. Would you not agree?"
I don't even remember the one I was in. Last thing I remember, I was sleeping under a library.
Are you saying you would prefer to be sleeping under a library than to have a roof over your head, food in your belly, a safe and secure shelter?
Wait, I'm getting all that?
Of course you are.
Alright, sweet, I get to be a hero.
So, is your predicament really all that bad?
I mean, I'm still confused, and, I think I agree with the one that no doubtably escaped in some way that all of us would find questionable. Are we sure that we're chosen for the thing not being wrong? Are you sure it's not?
It's never been wrong before. I guess only time will tell if it's wrong now.
Well, I'm not about to end its streak. If you know what I mean.
I do.
She
Yeah.
goes, "Anyway," she goes, "there is a vehicle waiting to take you to your motels."
I have one condition.
She looks at you and wants that.
I'll point. Cal is not allowed to drive.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
She looks
That's
at you.
not very fair.
She looks at you and she goes, "You made that decision last time. That's not on us."
I
Character.
happen to be a decent driver, thank you very much.
The
You
lady was.
destroyed my van, and you crashed into someone.
Speaking of out of character, we still hurt.
Not too bad. Not really, no.
Alright, do we still have damage on our sheets though?
No.
Alright. I'll heal
So,
that then. Oh,
you
it healed it.
guys-
Okay.
So you guys and the rest of everyone are taken to a secret hangar.
Mhm.
And everybody gets out and you guys see another vehicle waiting for you.
Uh,
And it looks like just an elongated car to try to fit in. So it doesn't look like anything that would draw attention. You can see you have a driver that's just standing there waiting for you guys.
mhm.
What do you do?
I just kind of get into the back seat.
Yeah.
Hey,
Getting in.
let's go get some pizza.
I try to get into. I call shotgun. And I go in the passenger seat.
Okay. You get in the passenger seat, everybody else get in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody else gets in the back, and the vehicle slowly exits the hangar and pulls out onto the New York street. Busy, bustling, people walking everywhere. The driver looks back at you guys and says, "So where will I be taking you?"
I mean, I kind of want to see what New York pizza's all about myself.
Me too. Nearest pizza joint.
Gafaro's in Brooklyn?
He says, "You got it." And he begins driving, and you guys drive a little bit of distance, about 45 minutes. And you guys stop at a red light, and there's traffic all around you. And about that time, you can see a massive vehicle hovering above you guys. It doesn't seem to be targeting you specifically, but it's there. And you see a missile fire. And the road, like a bridge in front of you, gets completely wiped out. And you then see you're not sure if it's an EMP pulse or something, but it's like a massive, some electronical explosion that's strong enough that it literally pushes cars over, flips them.
Mary just like covers her head with her arms and screams.
And your guys' car flips, goes high in the air, and then flips, bam, and lands upside down.
Glad I wore my seatbelt.
And everybody ends up blacking out. You guys hear a voice say, "Whoa, who are they?" You can hear another voice say, "Well, I don't know. Maybe we should ask them. I think they're waking up." And you hear another voice say, I don't know if it's a good idea. I don't think we should." And then you hear another voice say, "Guys, give them room." And then you hear a final voice say, "Please, give them room they need. They just endured a lot. Give them time, my children, my sons." And that is where I'm going to end the session.
Oh.